you want to increase your arm speed in disc golf? Today's video could help you out. I'm Eric Jenkins. I've been playing disc golf for 15 years, and I think I might have stumbled upon something that I'm not doing, that I need to be doing, and it could increase my arm speed by maybe 10 miles an hour. The truth about distance is, last week's video, we watched my form versus Chris Dickerson's form versus Dutch Napier's form. And they're doing one thing that I am not. And that is driving this left arm. During their shot, and I'm like really pinched off here because my studio is my living room right now. So they are reaching back and they're moving this left shoulder and left arm completely out of the way during the last step of their X step. I'm saying reaching back, but they're actually just allowing the disc to stay in one spot as they move around the disc. But as they're doing this, so when they get to this position here, which is like peak reach back, instead of, so my drives, a lot of time, I'm here, which is kind of closing this shoulder off for one, my right shoulder, and it's kind of like compressing my chest in to itself. They are here. So now my chest is open, and I've got probably an extra 3 inches of reach back. When you go to drive the disc, now you have momentum from this left hand that's over here out of the way. Now you have momentum from this hand to drive it into this pocket. Paul will take left hand pocket, and he's like hitting his hip almost. So what that does, for one, it helps you with your momentum. You'll plant this foot. As soon as that plant foot hits, then you're throwing this left arm, left wrist into your pocket. And you're getting that extra amount of rotation. One of the main things that does is it tightens all the muscles. I don't know if I have any back there, but it tightens all the muscles in your back. So as you drive that forward, you can feel your lats and your big muscles. You can feel those tighten up. In fitness land, what that does is it tightens up your back muscles, allowing your front, your arm, and your chest to be a little more loose. So then that allows this arm to kind of spring forward because it's being pulled this way by your big muscles in your back. If you were going to do like a back fly, right? So not a pec fly. If you were going to do like a lat pull, you're going to be like pulling like this, like a row. You can feel that pinch in your back, like on your spine. You can feel your lat muscles activating and doing that. When you drive this left arm, I can feel that same tightness in the opposite direction, which is leading to having some tension in those muscles to where whenever you throw, you get to this last part of your throw, it springboards forward and releases that tension. So that like when this muscle finally does contract and come back, you're getting the boom, the launch from that back muscle. Yet again, not a scientist, not a muscle guy. We just started going to the gym a little bit to try to like strengthen some of our muscles. But the muscles in your back, the big muscles that you want to work in the drive, those get activated. You can feel it. Those get activated when you drive this left arm in. Boom. And then out. Another thing that driving the left arm in during the shot does is it helps you kind of counter brace. I have a real bad habit of following through with my shot. And I think that's why my newer form, I'm like pushing back so much. And that's to kind of like keep me from following through with my shot. But driving the left arm into this left pocket will keep this left side from coming through too much with the shot. So the only way that you're going to catapult the disc out of your hand is for this left side to kind of momentarily stop. So you want a little bit of a pause with your left side of your body. When this left arm drives into this left pocket, it kind of counter braces this left side. and keeps it from coming through too much with the shot. Because I've lost all whip when I over rotate. So if I'm coming through and I'm like throwing like this, I'm losing all my whip if everything comes through. And that's, you get kind of a grip lock is what people call it. And a lot of times you could just be over rotating. When this hits, it kind of stops this left side from coming all the way through, and it causes your arm to spring out, and then the left side comes through after the disc is gone. Your arm turns into a big whip. Nick Crush talked about this in one of his videos on YouTube, and it made a lot of sense. So you normally think of the arm, like as far as like the catapult lever of this shot, starting here at the shoulder joint, right? What he said is when you brace with this left side of your body, so you're still bracing with the front, you're stopping this kind of momentum from coming this way. The left arm into left hip motion stops this part of your body from coming on around. And Nick Crush's video, he talked about it, essentially turns your chest into another lever. So you're gaining all of the extra length of your chest as a lever. Now this is probably going to be a little harder on your shoulder, but if you're pulling a little higher on your body, you're using the bigger muscles in your back, and it will kind of take a little stress off your shoulder. Yet again, not a doctor, not a physical therapist, any of those kind of things, but I've felt it. I have shoulder pain when I throw, and when I have my disc right at kind of chest height, you know, like right in the center of my chest, I can feel that my big muscles in my back are helping me pull that shot through. You drive that in, and then that stops this left side from moving, and then that allows this to happen. You can have your chest a little bit, but you don't want it to the point to where you're doing this because you've cut out all of the whip in your arm. It's a very fine line between hurting yourself, for one, because you can overdo it to where you're extending too far and you can hurt yourself in this shoulder. It's a very fine line between doing that and crushing it and throwing like a excellent drive and then rotating through, because you're bracing this left side of your body and it's got to come through. It just doesn't need to come through with the disc, because you're not whipping the disc when you do that. You're gaining the momentum from here to here is all you're getting when you do that. You could be throwing really fast, like have a really good rotation, everything else, everywhere else, and you're not gaining any snap or spin because this side is coming through too much and it's negating all of that. So now you're gaining all of the distance from this left pec to the fingertip. Now the handle of your whip essentially is this left shoulder. You're gaining now this shoulder joint, which is why I said you can hurt yourself because you're stressing that joint, the elbow joint and the wrist. So you've gained a whole other joint and probably another foot and a half of chest. Now I do want to tell you guys that this is more of an advanced move. It's something that if you're throwing 350 feet, it could get you to 400 feet. The thing about distance is really this, okay? It's the honest truth that not a lot of people are gonna tell you. The truth about distance is you have to get in reps. The reason that I don't throw 450 and 500 feet anymore is because I don't play enough golf. I'm not throwing enough discs to have a very smooth shot. Paul McBeth, Ezra Aderhold, all the guys that throw super far, AB, Gannon Burr, all of your top pros train and do field work, and they throw over and over and over again. There is no telling what Gannon Burr's training schedule looks like. He's in Arizona right now for the Memorial, right? I'm stuck at home in the snow. You may have a 9-to-5 job to where you only have half an hour a day to do the things that you want to do, other than the other things that you've got to do during your life. The reason that a lot of people throw far is because they are throwing 100 discs a day or more. They're making 100 to 500 putts a day. Give yourself a little grace. If you're not throwing as far as you want to throw, Some people are naturally athletic. There's people that I've seen that have horrible form and they throw 450. They're just naturally athletic. Give yourself a break. Don't worry so much about throwing far as much as I would worry about getting my approach shots underneath the basket, getting my putts from 20 feet and in the basket every single time. Those kind of things are really important. You can throw 500 feet and still shoot 10 over. If you do want to throw far and you want to throw 450, 500 feet, my recommendation is to start field work. But when I was throwing my farthest, I played 4 rounds of disc golf a day. I was 200 pounds, and then I would do field work for probably about another hour to 2 hours after I was done playing. That's how much golf I was playing when I was throwing 450 to 500 feet, and how athletic and healthy I was this wise. If you're stuck at 350, it sucks. I get it. Just know that every day that you train and every time that you practice, you're getting one step closer to 400, even if it doesn't show up in the field. Get out there, get your field work done. What I like to do now is I like to do is one mindful field work. Okay? Pick one thing to work on. I'm going to work on nose up, nose down, whatever today. You work on that one thing your entire field work session. Hour and a half, however long you got. Film yourself, watch your form, compare it to who you're trying to mimic, Paul Macbeth, Chris Dickerson, whoever it may be, and see where you're at and how you're throwing. Tech disc would be great for that because you could actually kind of see your numbers and be like, okay, I want to be a -5 nose angle today. Mindful field work, mindful training, day 1. Work on what you want to work on. Day 2, you could do the same thing and pick a different topic. Arm speed, where you're trying to like drive this left arm into your left hip, left pocket, right? Focus on that. Rep that out. Hour and a half, right? Don't hurt yourself. Warm up. Always have resistance when you do anything. You're not going to throw the disc. Make sure that you have a towel or a disc sideways. I don't like doing a disc sideways. I feel like it teaches you bad follow through. Make sure that you have any of those kind of things to resist the whip that you're getting ready to create with your arm. That's day 2. Work on one thing. Video yourself. Make sure you're doing it. Day 3, mindless field work. Day 3, we turn off our brain. We don't think about how to throw. We don't worry about our form or anything. We don't worry about anything that relates to the shot other than what we would do in a tournament. You cannot think about how to throw and throw far. It does not work that way. So what you would do for mindless fieldwork day is you would either pick an imaginary hoop through the air and you try to put your disc through it, and then you set a target out, 250, 350, whatever, your max distance range is. See how many discs you can get close to that target. Mindlessly. Do not think about how to throw, just throw. Now next week, right? You've been hitting 350 mindlessly, doing great, 350. And the reason I say this, right, like a lot of people would be like, oh, I'm just going to set my bag out at 400 and then I'll hit it, right? I feel like when you do that, you subconsciously try too hard. You tell yourself, like, I know I can get 350. I've never got 400. And my bag, I know, is at 400, so I've got to really crush this, right? You talk yourself up kind of in a bad way. And you're like, I've got to really rip on this. I got to really crush this and throw this hard. And then what you wind up doing is tensing everything up, getting out of time because you're running up too fast. And you do a lot of things that you wouldn't normally do for a distance that you know you can reach. So the main reason I say to do that is set it up to a distance that's pretty close to your max and then nail that distance. Weightlifting. We've been going to the gym. Progressive overload. Same rule applies here. 350 feet. Next week, next day, whenever you do your mindless field work again, scoot it back to 352, 355. Minor, like very small difference, right? You won't even notice that you moved your bag. Again, see how many you have within 20 feet of the bag. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter that you hit 350 or 355 or whatever. It's can you make that putt from where the disc landed? Do that. Rep that out. Next time that you do field work, mindless field work, 357, 360. And then before you know it, you're getting your reps in for one. And I'm talking an hour and a half of throwing your bag. You're going to be tired and sore. So you need to make sure that you have rest days and stuff in there and you don't live off monsters like I did. You're going to be throwing an hour and a half for one, so you're getting your reps in. And I'm a firm believer in timing comes down to reps. It just comes down to throwing a bunch. People want to know how to get in time and how to fix their timing and stuff like that. And there is things that can get you out of time. I'm doing a little pump in my shot that I've been trying to get rid of now for 2 years. And it's driving me crazy. And it's cutting my distance probably to 90 feet. Like it's a lot, especially if I get way out of time with it. I also don't play and don't train enough to be able to throw 400 and 450 anymore. That's why I'm maxing out right at around 350, sometimes 380, because my timing's off, but my timing's off because I don't throw enough. With the combo of those two training methods, that pump, okay, that would be a mindful fieldwork day for me to only focus on removing that pump. Hour and a half, remove the pump and throw. Don't worry about nothing else. Let the rest of your body throw. Remove the pump. Next day, mindless. Set it up close to my max. Move out from the basket, however you want to do it. Throw at the basket from 350. How many did I get within 20 feet? You can even putt them. Work on your putting at the same time. How many did you get within 20 feet to where you could make the putt, right? All these things will set you up for success. The only time that your mindless field work would be a bad thing or a bad idea is it would kind of ingrain bad habits. We all have bad habits. Even the pros have bad habits that they notice themselves that they're like, I need to get rid of. That doesn't keep them from doing mindless field work and going out and working on the form that they currently have to try to make it as smooth and clean as they possibly can right now. You want to play golf right now. You don't want to be like, well, in 3 years after I perfect my form, I'm going to start playing tournaments and I'm going to start playing disc golf. Here in 3 years, when I'm absolutely perfect, I'll do that. That's not how that works. Do your mindless field work. Come back and comment on this video 3 months from now. Save this to a playlist, save this somewhere so you can come back and tell me if it helped you or not. I can almost guarantee you that you'll be throwing farther and your scores will go down. You'll have better scores, everything. Because for one, you'll know what your discs are going to do when you throw them. Throw hyzers, flat. That's the video, guys. I hope this will help you guys out. I think driving this left arm will really help a lot of you guys. And like I said, you can feel the momentum shift of that. Like keeping your arm here, boom, and then let the left side come through. Very, very good chance. If you're young, you won't feel it. But it's a pretty good risk of kind of overextending the shoulder. So you need to really be careful with it. I would do things really slow to start out with because you want the left side of your body to come through after that whip has happened. So that's a very touchy timing. If you mess it up, you'll feel it and you could hurt your shoulder. So yeah, that's the video, guys. I hope this helped everybody out. If it did, make sure you leave a comment. You want to help support the channel, any of those kind of things, those links are going to be in the description below. I really appreciate it, guys. A like, a share, comment, all those things still work just fine. I appreciate those. And I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'm hoping that we can get some warm weather in Kentucky again. I'm so tired of being inside. Here's another video that YouTube thinks that you might like from me. Have a great day. Stay in the fairway. Buy a snowblower, apparently, is what we need to do. The steps are a solid sheet of ice. I almost fell down trying to get to the car. Not happy. I'm ready for winter to be over. Let's get back out and play golf.